Alrighty. Uh, Eagles lost a sloppy ass game yesterday, 26-15 against Seattle. It's funny. You watch that game, they're down by, they're one turnover away from making it close. They could have got back into that game numerous times. It was one of those games where you look at it and you're like, man, they're so damn close. Just, make a stop, get something going with the offense. And this was before Matthews, the running back Matthews, with 1T, and Sproles got banged up. But, one little play, and they're in this game. But it just did not look like it was going to happen at all. Seattle outclassed them at times where the Eagles were outcoached by Lynn Abraham. Pete Carroll. They just, I don't know. I just saw the press conference with Doug. He's talking about how it was funny. They released Grimes, not Frank Grimes, which is a classic Simpsons character, and they activated Paul Turner, the guy that made some really nice catches. I believe he's number 80. During the preseason, he looked pretty good, and everybody was calling for him, although supposedly he's slow as shit and he can't run. But, Brent Jones was, his 40 time was like 2 days, but he would still get open and he'd catch the damn ball, which is, a nice thing to have as a receiver. Well, he was a tight end, but still. It's funny that they moved Grimes, they bring in Turner. His reasoning was because they just had two backs that go down. So two backs go down, so you sign a wide receiver to the active roster, which is interesting there. And big thing too, when he was pressed on that, when Doug was pressed on that, why they would sign him, and what took so long and everything, Peterson really started rocking back and forth. I think that's a nice, it's an obvious tell. He was going back and forth, kind of looked like Leo Mazzoni from the Atlanta Braves pitching coach, just going back and forth. And other questions he was posed, he just grabbed onto the podium and held on to it. Kind of like I guess he does with his secretaries. So it's interesting. I guess, at this point with Agholor, no doubt the guy's trying and he works hard and all that other shit. That's fine. Obviously, he's not getting it done. And it's mentally, after that drop yesterday that he had, crazy separation and would have been a foot race to the end zone. Probably would have got tackled, but still, he would have caught the ball. It would have been a first down. It would have been a big play. To see him just mentally shot right now, hearing his a total 180 from his comments 2 or 3 weeks ago, to where he was pissy at the fans and the media for blaming him for dropping balls, to where he was throwing his hands up on his helmet. He's mentally shot. You look back at like certain baseball players who couldn't throw a ball to first base, or Mackey Sasser, Steve Sax and Knobloch couldn't throw the ball to first. Mackey Sasser couldn't throw a ball back to the pitcher. You get these things, you get them in your head, and you just can't do anything right. And it's definitely with that. And I think right now the best thing for Doug to do is to sit him a game or two. Dallas is going to win this division. Hopefully Dallas win. And I said it earlier on Twitter today. Hopefully Dallas. You kind of have to root for Dallas to beat all these division games. Except when the Eagles play them, if the Eagles are going to have a shot. Mathematically they're still in it. Realistically, they still got to play on the road. So who the hell knows with that situation? But at this point, no. Just you can't release Agholor with his contract. That'll be too much of a hit. The kid still gets good separation. He was a number 1 pick. It was Chip's guy though, but still, you just can't cut the kid. Although everybody would like to see that. So you sit him a game or two. That's what it looks like what's going to happen. Give him a break, especially at a home game. My boy Chip Reader just sent a message to me about that too. But, Agholor was booed at home against Atlanta. So having him sit out a home game probably would not be a bad thing. Because if he plays anywhere, a stupid-ass penalty, drops a pass, the crowd's going to kill him. And rightfully so. He's got one, he's not going to block anybody, so he might as well catch a damn ball. So, it'll be interesting to see how that. I figure, well, like Wednesday or whatever, they'll probably come out with that information. That penalty. Doug, they asked Doug why he didn't throw the flag, and he just danced around it and gave a bullshit reason. Kind of like with him and Andy with that whole time management thing at the KC playoff game, where they wasted 15 minutes in the last play. When they had a couple seconds left in the game, and they were just dicking around with that. So it's just funny though. But it's funny to watch Peterson rock back and forth whenever he has and he's kind of bullshitting the media there. He swings be sitting there like this the whole time talking. So it's just something to look at when you think he's giving bullshit excuses next time. At least that's my opinion on that, because he only did it when he was talking about Agholor, and I know he was blowing smoke up everybody's ass at that point. The game yesterday, is Wentz regressing? I don't know. You got a secondary that's pretty damn good. He was a 61 QB rating yesterday, 2 picks, 2 sacks, held on to the ball a little bit. Again, why is he holding on to the ball? Guys can't get open. The defense gave up a couple big ones. They had 1 sack yesterday. I know Russell Wilson can get out and move a little bit. He's really good on the move with the throwing. But they got to do a better job with that. Maybe this front four is just not working. Maybe you got to send a little bit more. I know they haven't been doing it that much. And you get a little bit of pressure, but if the guy's got some mobility, you're screwed. Everybody watched that game yesterday. It was frustrating. I just, kind of put like a Mark McGuire and let's just look to the future rather than, worry about the past right now. They lost the game. The running backs, moved the ball. That was one thing I saw early in the game, maybe second series. They ran left, picked up yards, Then threw the ball to the right side, nothing. Sack. Tried to run up the middle, nothing. Ended up punting away. So they ate up probably like 16 yards, probably going to the left side, back-to-back carries. They looked pretty good doing it. Yeah, let's just stop. It's the old Andy thing. Yeah, that's working. We're going to try something else right now. Maybe they'll catch on to it. Well, keep running until they catch on to it. My phone's, there we go. So, you got Green Bay coming in. They looked like shit last night. Washington ran all over them, and I didn't think Washington was going to be a factor this year. I didn't think Cousins was going to be a factor. He looks pretty good. The run game looks good. The receivers look pretty damn good. A lot of weapons there. It's pretty interesting. Wentz threw that ball yesterday, threw about a 50-yard pass, underthrew. I forget who it was. Might have been Treggs, I don't know. But Phil Simms, who is a douche in his own right, said, quarterbacks, you just chuck the ball at that point, which I don't think so. Not, maybe back when he played, I don't know. But, these guys now, you look at Cam Newton, even Michael Vick, you get guys like that, they whip it's like a wrist snap and that ball's going 30, 40 yards easy. So a 50-yard pass, it should be pretty much in a bucket there. It should be a spot pass. So if I'm watching the Green Bay game and I see Cousins, who I didn't think was that good, but, he looks pretty good this year. He's also playing for a contract, too. He'll probably shit the bed next year after he gets a multiple-year deal. But he hit somebody in stride for 50-yard touchdown. Bam. Receiver caught it on the run and scored. I didn't pay that much attention to the game, so I really, I was just kind of watching it. Not really paying attention to who it was. But, so there's a touchdown right there. Hitting a guy 50 yards down the field, in stride, touchdown. Wentz does that with Treggs 2 weeks ago. That's a touchdown. He underthrew him. He ended up getting tackled. Still a nice play. Got a good pickup. But still, why not get that ball in the end zone? Maybe Wentz isn't, as big as he is and it looks that he's fairly strong. Maybe he doesn't have the pop on the ball to send it downfield. I don't really give a shit about the rain and it was cold or whatever in Seattle. They do that shit in the snow too. So it's just sloppy. How they bounce back against Green Bay, who knows? I don't know what the line is. I haven't even looked at it. I'll do another one, by the end of the week. I just wanted to get this out a little bit and have a little bit of motion. So usually I'm pretty low-key on these. So not that I'm going to go throwing stuff and having a rant. I did that yesterday. But, 24 hours later, it's kind of over with. But, I know a lot of fans were getting pissed off that some of the players were talking to was a chancellor after the game and laughing. Wentz was or Ertz was over there talking. I don't know. Those guys all know each other and shit like that. It's just different. The free agency and guys bounce around so much. It's not the same as it used to be. Obviously, they want to win the game, but I truly don't think these guys, unless it's playoffs, I don't think regular season games, they really give a shit. I really don't. I just think it's just the way they're made up now. Yeah. You don't know. Maybe they have a history together. Who knows? But still, I wouldn't get all bent out of shape out of that. And I understand that because I used to get like that. Maybe I just lost my edge on it too. I don't know. But I don't really give two shits about that so much. But Jabroni of the week. I brought this up a couple weeks ago, one of my first videos. And, it's basically the same people. But my Jabroni for last week, and probably for this week too, we'll give it time, it's got to be Brett Brown. I know he won another game, big friggin' deal. But he's holding a press conference that he was worried about Embiid's ankle in the first quarter of a game. Yet, down by 30, the idiot still lets his star player on the court with 7 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. He's on a minute restriction, and you're going to keep this guy out on the floor. Brett Brown has got zero clue what the hell he is doing out there. His offensive sets coming out of an inbounds play are shit. He's supposedly this great teacher who still hasn't taught his players when they are up by 4, 5 points with a minute or two left in the game. You do not shoot a 3 with 18 seconds left on the shot clock. Kill the clock a little bit. Get something going. But no, these ass clowns, and they probably would have won about 3 or 4 more games if they would have done that. They they pissed away the game in the last minute or two. Now with Simmons out, it almost seems like they'd be happy with tanking again. I don't know why the hell they got rid of Hinkie. Colangelo, where the hell's this clown been? So that's my rant. I haven't done that on video yet. What the hell was that? Oh, it's pretty goddamn windy outside. So that's it, and we'll see how the Eagles with the Turner issue and Agholor, and we'll see how that goes this week. So, all right, guys, have a good week. See you.